We have a jam-packed episode today.
Sorry, that's the worst thing you've ever said.
Well, this is breaking news to me. I haven't heard anything about this.
Quick story time.
I had that freaking near fatal collapse. You didn't.
All right, folks, we got to get into today's show. Welcome. Once again, we are on all podcasting apps. If you are watching on the YouTube channel, please make sure you are subscribed. And if you have not noticed yet, we have been posting clips from the show. So if you can't sit down and listen for the whole 2 hours right now, we'll be posting highlights from the show throughout the week. So make sure you are subscribed and have the bell clicked for notifications when new videos are uploaded. Ding, ding. All right. And I'm sure at some point we'll have some sponsors too, but we got no sponsors right now. So you are our only sponsors. First period. Sit down, everyone. Take your notes. Get your notepads out. We got some facts to share. We got a semi-grotesque / funny one here to start, and then some more depressing ones after this. But first, we'll get to why. First, fact number 1. Sniffing your own farts could boost brain power and fend off Alzheimer's, new study shows. Researchers at Johns Hopkins Medicine have found that hydrogen sulfide, the rotten egg-smelling chemical compound expelled when one breaks wind, could protect aging brain cells from cognitive decline. Which is Alzheimer's affects roughly 500,000 new patients each year in the U.S. So there you go. If you are worried about Alzheimer's, if you have a family history, start pulling the Hollywood. Start doing like the celebrities do. Huff your own farts.
This is the best thing. Wait, does it have to be your own or like if my wife's farts? Because my wife Dutch ovens me all the time. Like, but not like while she's sleeping, you know, and I got to marinate in it.
Everyone likes their own brand.
Everyone likes their own brand. This is grotesque. Delete this from the show.
No, that's not true.
Moving on.
We're sweating now.
This is disgusting.
Sorry.
Farts are not funny, guys. Everyone knows that. Number 2.
What was number 2? I'm really regretting saying that. Sorry.
No, it's on the record now, dude.
Go ahead. Just keep going. What's wrong with us? Okay. Number 2.
Number 2. Okay, this is a good one. According to Nielsen ratings, CNN has lost almost 2/3 of its viewership since 2016. So I wonder why.
Now they're down to 1.
Yeah, nursing homes are opening up.
Nursing homes are opening up. The airports are changing channels, so they're losing viewership.
Boomers are dying.
Yeah.
Boomers are dying. Well, you know what? In 10, 15 years, I don't think a lot of these news stations are going to be up, even Fox News included, because if you look at their viewership, it's mostly older people.
Yeah.
Mostly older generations. So, but after CNN in the last 10 years, I think this is one of the least surprising things I've seen. They even resorted to. We had talked about it last week. They fired like half of their journalists.
Yeah. What's next? I'm having a harder. The older I get, the worse watching news is becoming.
Oh, it's awful.
It's just such an echo chamber of boringness.
If I do watch, I try to turn on Fox News and I make it like 5 minutes. I'm like, yeah, you guys are just as bad. You guys are just as bad.
The free one, Fox Live. They just go up into all interviews. They don't even give you an anchor, does not give an opinion at all. Just
really?
Yep.
Yeah, okay, see, that's how it's supposed to be, right?
I wonder, is that the same one as like Fox Headlines? Because there's like a Fox Headlines too.
Might be, yeah.
And it's all like the C roll or whatever they are of our stars.
Dude,
they're like nobody
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah, I like it too.
What is that called?
Fox Live. So
is it on like YouTube TV and stuff?
It might be. I got mine on Samsung TV.
Nice.
The freebie.
There is something like that. I don't know if that's what it's called though. There is something like that though on YouTube TV. I turn that on a lot because they'll talk about other stuff, and it really doesn't feel that biased actually.
No, and they're the one that I watch. They're always like, "All right, we're gonna go to Pennsylvania because whoever is speaking now," and then it's like, "All right, now we're gonna go over here." Because here, and then we're waiting for President Trump, so we'll be back here.
Thing. Yep.
So
it's not like it's not a panel of people going, these libtards over here, these magatards over here. It's like, okay, this isn't news. You can't call yourself news if you're giving opinions and color commentating. Like,
right. Yeah, they haven't been given the narrative. Now they're regurgitating it.
Yeah,
it's like, no, I don't want to hear that.
Yeah. Well, so it's good that we might be losing CNN here soon. So there's some positive news for you. Here's some maddening facts. Here's another stat for you that this really boils my blood here. Number 3. This is from last year, but I just for some reason it went viral again this week. Maybe she made an announcement, but Senator Joni Ernst has revealed that the IRS employees owe $50 million in unpaid taxes.
What?
Nearly 6,000 IRS employees, almost 10% of the agency, have significant unpaid tax balances. The average amount owed about $8,000 per employee. Why is this not a big deal, dude?
What? Dude, you didn't see the video that was back in, remember the original Zeitgeist that came out?
A long time ago,
it had 3 pieces, and one of the pieces was the tax thing. And they interviewed tax people that worked at the IRS building, and they all said, after working for the IRS, I'll never pay taxes again.
What? They all said that?
And so this is part of the, there's another branch off into this, but so technically, I guess how they say it's goes is as long as, if you don't file this year and you don't file ever again, they almost consider you dead. So then they don't, but if you don't file for 10 years and then you go file again, it triggers a system of like, whoa,
okay,
what have you been doing for 10 years?
So I was in a audit, not for me, but for a business. And I kind of it was a long audit. It was almost a year audit. I made friends with this gentleman that was in the IRS, just BSing with him and that every day.
He was like coming in your office and
yeah. Well,
doing
his job. We had to make an office for him, and he was next to my office.
Okay.
So we were just chatting that here and there, and I said, "What's the easiest way not to get caught by the IRS? Like, what do you not do?" And he's like, "Don't file." He said, "That's the easiest way. Don't report."
What?
He said, "Yeah, that's the easiest way to be caught is to report, but report poorly."
Yeah.
Right? Like bad reporting. He said not reporting, then they have to find you. They have to seek you out. And it kind of goes with what you just said.
And that's how I got triggered, because I didn't file taxes, because at my one job.
How long ago was this?
This was 2013, 14, and 15. So I didn't file for like 3-4 years. And because me and my boss were like, now if you make under $10,500 on paper, you don't have to file because you're critically poor. And I technically only made that much. I'll just say I made that much, but so everything was kind of a write-off. But the part where we got triggered when I went to go do my taxes when I got married and stuff was we didn't pay Social Security.
Yeah,
dude, this is crazy. We need to come back with this T-shirt right here.
Oh, I know, dude. We do. Yes,
this T-shirt. Remember
that is my favorite. Yes.
Yeah.
That is. I feel like my favorite T-shirt we made.
That was a good T-shirt.
Dude, I got audited when I was 18 because when we were kids, our grandparents, they would buy us bonds, U.S. bonds, for like a savings for college. And I was going to college, so I cashed my bonds, and it was like $2,000 total. So the gains on those bonds was, I don't know, $800. But it's a federal bond, so it automatically triggered, and I didn't file because I was like, oh, whatever. I mean, I don't make any money. I think I made maybe $6,000 working for the city or something.
Yeah,
you know. And then so yeah, I got freaking audited at 18 years old over that much money. Like, what do you do? Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Why are you auditing an 18-year-old and wasting these resources?
At one point, something was wrong on my taxes, and they just basically went into my bank account and took like $130 or something like that.
What?
It was. I don't know if they overpaid me or
oh, wow.
I was.
But this right here is maddening, because I pay taxes every year. I do it the right way. I literally have never. I do what is within the laws. I write off what I can under the business, but I have not ever taken any risks, and I pay a lot of taxes. So to see this, it really pisses me off.
I don't know. It's par for the course. You know, it's look at where we live. We live in Minnesota. Now the fraud is overload right now. ICE is leaving, which is another crazy story.
Oh yeah, that's hilarious.
You know, yeah, it's another crazy story. But I'm not going to go down that. But no one's talking about the fraud. What, $18 billion is, or whatever the estimate is. If that's true, if it was $18 billion, all of that money isn't hitting the kids. Isn't hitting all these people that need this money. Yeah. Right? Like, and no one's up in pissy arms about it. And the other thing that actually pisses me off about that is then I sit in here, my kid came home from school the other day and it's like, the teachers were mad about ICE, but they weren't talking about the fraud. Now, if the fraud never happened and they dispersed there's 58,000 K through 12 teachers in the state of Minnesota, that'd be a check for $356,000 per teacher.
Yep.
$356,000.
Yep.
but they don't seem to give a shit. Why is that? It's part of my language. I'm getting a little riled up here, but
Now I'm pissed.
but I don't understand why nobody gets mad about that. And here we are now. We have IRS agents not even paying their taxes, breaking all this frauds, going over to Somalia. I mean, it's endless. It's endless. And it's people like me, you, Dave, and probably most of our listeners. They're sitting here paying, doing things the right way, being honest, way overtaxed.
Yep.
I mean, it's coming from every angle of life. I don't even think we can comprehend how bad we're being taxed. The average person can.
So on that, I think, and I was going to include this in here, but I didn't. New York City has almost $40,000. They pay the amount of tax money that goes in the school system is almost $40,000 per student. So if you have 20 students per class, that's $800,000 per class for 20 students. And the teacher, let's just say $100,000, which is, I think, probably way more than they get paid.
Yeah.
So you have $700,000. Okay, some of that money is going to go for heating the building and the lights and this and that and food and blah. Where does the rest of that money go?
Right.
$700,000? It just doesn't make any sense. So I think and all of that money goes to administrative, like the administrative side of education has gone like this over the last 20 years.
Hospitals too.
And it's maddening. It's like, do we need this person making $200,000 a year to sit and dictate or whatever they do? It doesn't make any sense.
It's just more layers of bureaucracy.
And then you're going to sit and ask us for another referendum next year? Like, dude, get the hell out of here. No, I'm voting no to every referendum. I don't care.
Privatize the school systems.
You privatize pretty much anything, and it's going to work better. But
yeah,
private schools do work really good.
Yeah, no, they do.
And that's another weird thing, though, too. Even with the schools nowadays, even here, the kids are actually made fun of by visiting teams that come here, saying that what a ghetto school this is. I think this is a nice school.
It looks nice.
I mean, I think it's for what a school should be. I mean, I always think about my.
Oh, wait, you talking about just the building itself?
The building and they got the center, the art center, and the building and the gym.
The high school?
And, the high school. Yeah. But it's like, what do they expect? Do they have to be a university nowadays? My grandmother talked about taking a potato to school. Each kid would take a potato to school. They would put it on a stove at lunchtime. They would all be warm. They'd all eat their potato. That was what they did.
Yeah.
She ended up being published in the books. Like, she got her education she needed from there, right? Yeah. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, you don't need more money. Does not equal better education. That's for sure.
As we see the results from the 70s.
As we see the results, yes. But here's the problem: is it's such a big entity now. There's so many people involved that dip into this money that it's never reversing. This is government in general.
Yeah.
These big bureaucratic structures. When it's such a big welfare organization, you're not going to vote against it. You're not going to vote to lower it. You're just going to, when things go bad, you're going to blame it on someone else. You're going to blame it on the billionaires. You're going to blame it on this and that. It's like, hold on a second. Maybe it's just a grandiose, inefficient system that we've developed here. And that's just, and I've thought that for a long time, but it's for as far as government goes. So I don't think it's possible for a public school to run efficiently unless it's really small. And we know one in the area that seems to do really well. But,
yeah.
We got to keep moving on, though. We could talk about this for a long time. So two more here that are this one's kind of sad. The typical U.S. worker has $955 saved for retirement. So that's not good. So on this, we can go down this rabbit hole too, but I saw a thing, which is if you took all the money that you pay in Social Security taxes throughout your life, your working life, if you invested that instead of just in a basic S&P index versus giving it to Social Security and getting paid out what Social Security pays you, you would have like 10 times the amount of money in retirement than you would donating your money or getting it stolen for Social Security taxes. So how the hell is that a thing? How is that so inefficient that you put this money for retirement and when it's time for you to collect, you're getting pennies compared to what you could have had?
Right there. Oh, go ahead.
No, you said it perfect earlier. It was a scam that worked out in the 60s and 70s.
Yeah.
Or when did we start Social Security?
It was it Johnson?
Either way.
No. It was Roosevelt, wasn't it?
Yeah, but once it was already in place, why would we kill something that was already there?
Yeah, it doesn't. I mean, it's and then
1935.
And then the other problem with that is that these people now are going to have to work till their death, or they're going to go on Social Security, which is going to be, a few $1,000s a month if they're lucky, if they made enough money.
Yeah, I think
right?
it's like,
Don't
I
work,
want to say it's
though.
like
Not much.
$1,600.
Yeah.
I think that's what the
And then guess what happens? They're living in their house that hopefully they paid it off in 30 years, right? Hopefully they paid it off. But then what are we dealing with here, especially in Minnesota? Property taxes. And they keep going up so fast.
it's crazy.
They're going up way faster than these people's Social Security is going up. You know, the Social Security is going up like 2-3% or whatever it is a year. Property taxes are going up like 11 to 15% a year. So these people
Just take out a reverse mortgage, Daniel.
that's
That's what they're doing.
We
That's
have
what
a
they're
house down the road that's been sitting empty now for about 3 years because the guy did a reverse mortgage, and it's sitting. I mean, it's rotting basically.
Yeah. No, there's a lot of people in that position where they're out of money. They
Property taxes need to be, if one, I would like them to go away. And yes, there's enough tax money that we can still pay for the roads and the teachers, but if anything, at least at minimum, they should freeze your property taxes at 65 so that someone can plan for retirement.
Or just kill it.
After
After 65.
yeah.
I mean, I think
That'll
it's
never
kill it
happen.
earlier,
That's
but
what I would like.
Unfortunately, that'll never happen. In Florida, maybe. In Florida, maybe because they're supposed to get rid of property taxes on your homestead in Florida. I think that's a bill that's being voted on, pushed pretty hard down there. But let's keep going here. Let's keep going. This is a good episode. Damn government!
This is a good one.
Yeah, this is a good one.
This is a good one.
Yeah, no, it's the part that. Nah, let's keep going. Let's keep going. This one pissed me off the most. Number 5, Japan has 123.8 million people living there. They just had an election. They just voted overwhelmingly conservative, like a super majority of conservative, like ultra conservative party in Japan. Here's the part that's maddening. They counted all their votes in the same day. How is that possible? How is that possible? Here, let's look it up. How long does California
that is
take to count votes?
That is wild.
I'm pretty sure after 5 weeks, this is in 2024, December 16, after 5 weeks, California knows its election results.
That is absolutely
5 weeks.
wild.
It took them 5 weeks.
This past election?
This past election.
That's wild.
How?
That's wild.
If all these other, and Japan's not the only one. I want to say India did the same thing. India they have like, 10 times the amount of people as Japan?
yeah.
1.5 billion or something like that? How did they do that? How did they count their election in a day, a couple days? But California, 50 million people in California, and not just the entire country in general. 5 weeks it took them. Insane. Absolutely insane.
You know what's also interesting is that Japan, how little it is, and they have almost half the population that the United States does.
Yeah, about a third. Yeah.
Is it a
They
third?
have been around a long time.
Or what was it? What did you say the number was?
What did I say? 123 million, and I think there's like almost 350 million. In,
Is it 350? Okay.
Yeah, close to that.
Yeah,
330,
yeah.
350.
Okay, so third, but that's a lot of people in that little country.
A lot of people.
Man,
a
they're
lot of people.
stacked on top of each other.
It's yeah, I love that place, man. I do.
Yeah.
Dude, it's a great culture.
Well, you got to appreciate it. The way they respect their elders and the way they do it is like something we got to do.
There's some self-respect in that culture. There's some honor.
Is. Yep.
Yeah.
Listen, statistically, here's the biggest offenders for counting their the results. California is the biggest offender. Arizona is the second biggest. Then it goes
for the length.
for the amount of time that it takes them to count. Yeah. Washington, Utah, then believe it or not, Alaska.
Really?
Yeah.
Alaska kind of makes sense a little bit with how.
I suppose.
I
Yeah.
mean, it's a very small population for how big it is. You got mountains. It's not like you're in North Dakota driving a highway to highway and flat land.
You got to snowshoe your results in.
Here's the part that doesn't make sense though: is a lot of this is automated. You put your thing in the machine, it counts it, which I don't trust either.
Yep.
I don't care. I'm not saying there. I'm just. How am I? I don't trust anyone counting my vote. I don't.
Well, no, you've heard me say it. The pizza party, the class of you're in class in second grade, and the teacher goes, "All right, we're gonna do a pizza party today." And what nobody knows in the class is the pizza's already been ordered. But she wants to make you guys, the whole class, have this idea that you get a choice. So everybody put their heads down. How many people would like cheese? How many people would like pepperoni? How many people would like sausage? And guess what? Your head was down. Nobody knows what it was, but the pizza's already on the way. So it shows up and, pepperoni won.
You guys own it.
The only person
You guys own it.
Whoever counts the votes, that stupid teacher. Yep.
Yep. And she was one that wanted pepperoni the whole time.
Dude, I love that.
Now and on this election piece too. Now we got this. What's going on with the ID thing? I'm hearing like
it's going to the Senate. It passed the House.
Okay, so it's gonna get dead there. Is it gonna be dead there? Or?
I don't think so. I think it should pass because there's for sure one Democrat, Fetterman, supports it.
Okay.
Yeah. And then did you guys see the gun ammo? HR, I think 1301. It eliminates, you have to report all purchases of gun ammunition.
What?
Yeah.
Dude, I'm going to freaking that. I gotta be on a list. I gotta be on a list, man. Like
we were just talking about guns yesterday. Yeah, you have a lot of guns, dude.
I don't know anybody that shoots as much ammo as I shoot. I mean, it's out of control.
So if this passes, see you bye.
See you bye.
We'll have to find a replacement.
I've literally, you know what? On that, no kidding. And then this is God's honest truth. Before you guys came today, like this morning, I've been watching videos on reloading. Like I'm like, I got to start reloading myself. I can't count on.
Our grandfather used to do that.
Yeah.
Reload?
Yeah.
That's where I've been at. But I'm sure they'll go after the primers and everything, I mean, the cases and the bullets and.
Well, we always talk about gold and silver and Bitcoin and all that good stuff. But dude, ammo, if you bought like 9 mil in 2016 or, before the election, I mean, it's doubled, tripled in price. You cannot go wrong with ammo.
Okay, so what country was it? I was just talking to a guy that's a contractor over in Bosnia, and he was saying that when there's not money, they trade in ammunition. He said that's like the biggest currency, like for countries that crash, is ammunition.
Not surprising.
I think that's interesting.
Yeah.
I mean,
do you remember? Was it 2020 when you couldn't even buy a box of shells?
Dude, yeah, and there was limit to one all around here. Is like
that
sucked. That was when I went and bought that gun, and we were at the gun shop. I know I've told you this story, but we were at the gun shop, and I bought a 22 rifle, and I couldn't buy it because my address was not updated. So I ran to the DMV quick, got a refreshed license or whatever. Brought back the paperwork. He's like, "Yeah, oh, you did that quick." And then I was like, "Yeah, it's stupid bureaucracy, right?" And Devin's like, "Damn government getting in our business." And the guy's filling out my paperwork, and he tips his glasses, and he's like, "Who said that?" "You're damn right. We're gonna need these guns one day." He said that. Yeah, he said that.
Every time somebody's like, we don't need the Second Amendment for hunting or protecting. We've got the police. I'm like, dude, that's not why we had the Second Amendment. That's the Second Amendment is to protect ourselves from the government. Like, guys, come on.
Yeah, seriously.
Don't even have
it's a
that
weird
conversation
statement.
at this
It's
point.
a weird statement to say, but that's what the founding fathers.
It's true.
Yeah.